And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Yin Yang. It really isn't a game that excites me thematically. I mean, I know what the symbol means and all that, and it's a card game, and well, let's face it, it's Reiner Knizia, so there's probably no theme. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. But you know, once I played this, I realized this was a retheming of Relationship Tightrope, which in itself was a retheming of another game, which I'm not even sure what some tightrope game, balance game. Here they've kind of just taken the theme out and just the one and whole. I guess it doesn't matter. It's a trick-taking game that I like a lot, especially for 3 players. Let's take a look at it. Now, Yin Yang is basically a trick-taking game, and you're going to have cards, but there's not different suits of cards, there's just one, and it's numbered from 1 to 50, different cards on there. You have a pile of Yin Yang symbols in the middle, which actually are pretty cool because they fit together to make the Yin Yang symbol, and you know what use it has in a game? Absolutely none. Actually, what you're trying to do is collect none of these symbols if possible. But the way the game works is, let's say I collect 3 of the black Yin Yang circles. That's fine. And then later on I collect 2 of the white ones. Well, instead of collecting 2 of the white ones, I just get rid of 2 of the black ones. And then if I collect 3 more white ones, I would get rid of my single black one and take 2 more white ones. So you never have symbols of both colors because the symbols of the same color cancel out. Thus the Yin Yang theme. So there it is. Now, the way the game works is very simple. There's 10 scoring cards. You only use 9 of them for each game. You're going to make a pile of those 9 cards in the middle of the table. You're then going to take this deck of cards and you're going to deal 9 cards to each player. So they're going to have cards in their hand from 1 to 50. On whoever someone is picked to lead first, they play a card, everyone else plays a card, and then you compare all the cards that are played. So let's say there's 4 players, and these are the 4 cards that are played. So we have a 18, 40, 30, and 21. And the scoring card, which would have been revealed before we played these cards, okay? So we look at the scoring card. Okay, the person who played 40 played the highest number, so they take the black Yin Yang symbols, and they get 4 of them. The person who played the lowest number, which is 18, takes 1 of the white symbols. And the cards here under the scoring cards are numbered differently so that it does even out. Okay, there's ones and they have opposite cards in the deck, but you're never sure one of them is missing. And so players will play until they have played all 9 of their cards, and then they'll look at their score, which will be equal to the number of symbols that they have. So you can see if you always manage to play the middle card in every trick, you'll take nothing. That's likely not going to happen. So if you take white or black, you want to take the other color in a future hand or future trick so that you can get rid of them, and if possible, get rid of them completely. At the end of the round, players' scores are totaled, and you continue on to another hand. After everyone plays a certain number of rounds, whoever has the lowest score is the winner. Now the game offers a couple variants. One of those is that players will get 10 cards instead of 9, and therefore their last card they will not use. I highly recommend that variant. Another variant says also if you score 0 in a round, then you can erase one of your scores from a previous round. Also a great variant. But let me tell you the one variant which I'm absolutely astounded that's not in the rules, and that's instead of playing with 1 to 50, I would do that maybe with 5 players. But with 3 players, I would just pick 1 to 30. I wouldn't use all the numbers. And the reason for that is because when you use 1 through 50, you are going to have, honestly, too many randomization factors. See, with 1 through 30, with 3 players, for example, if I have 1 through 30, then I will know exactly what cards are in a deck. But again, I like playing with 10 cards instead of 9, so there's 3 cards that may or may not be in a deck. So there's a bit of, uncertainty. But to me, if you're just going to play this with 1 through 50, and I'm surprised the rules don't even mention this, because I would say with 3 players play with 1 through 30, with 4 players play with 1 through 40, and with 5 players play with 1 through 50. But it doesn't say that. So as the game is written, it's best as a 5-player game. But if you play my variant, this makes an excellent 3-player game. But that's basically it. You play as many rounds, the game says you play as many rounds as there are dealers, as there are players, but you can really play as many rounds as you want to, and whoever has the fewest points, as I said, is the winner. So a themeless card game. I guess I'm the only person on the internet, it seems sometimes, who like the theme of relationship tightrope. I don't see why it was that big of a deal. Everyone I taught it to thought it was hilarious, the stereotypes of men and women. But, oh well, thin-skinned folk. But I'll tell you, Yin Yang, taking out the theme, it shows that the game itself was pretty themeless to begin with. It's a good game, but you gotta play it the way I told you. You gotta play it with only up to a certain number per person. Now, some people say, well, then people sit there and card count, but that's kind of the whole point of these kind of games. And and really, it's about strategy. When you just throw in those other cards, you're kind of just throwing out a card. I like this with 3 players. I like it a lot because it's just very intriguing on how it works. It gives me the same feeling that David and Goliath gives me 3-player. But it also works well with 5 players, but there's less stress with 5 players. With 3 players, 2 of you are taking pieces each round. 1 of you is not going to, but the other 2 are. With 5 players, there's a good chance you won't take anything over the round, and so less stress. I'd rather have that higher level of stress because it makes a better level of tension and makes the game more fun. Either way, if you like trick-taking games, but you don't like suits, well, here's your golden boy. It's an interesting one, and you should check it out.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.